How are we doing, folks? Well, since the last time you joined me, I have made timing marks on the flywheel, so we're going to be able to set the timing properly. And I painted and installed the governor mechanism. So the intention today is to get this engine not only running but running well. So let's press on and see how we get on with that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the timing properly. What we want to do is set it to 5 degrees before top dead center, because apparently that's a better setting to have it on for no load, and this engine really isn't going to have a load on it, not for the foreseeable anyway. I could set it 20 degrees before top dead center if we are going to have a load on it at a later stage. The other thing I need to do is I need to adjust the tappets, because 6 thou is apparently just not enough. Apparently they need to be 22 thou. I'll double check that figure, but we'll come back to them anyway. Let's get the timing set first. First thing we need to do is we need to take the pulley off here. Okay, so it's on a taper, and what happens is when you break the pulley off the taper, you can move the bottom wheel independently of the spindle. So you basically move the magneto in relation to the crankshaft, or camshaft in this case, and basically then what happens is you have the spark happening either earlier or later. But what we need is a pry bar and a hammer. So put light bit of leverage on the back of the pulley, or the sprocket, and all I'm going to do is just try and break the tension. Could have made that look a little bit less awkward, to be honest with you, but then you wouldn't have been able to see what I was doing. So you can see now the engine's not turning, but the magneto is. So what we do now is we bring our engine around to 5 degrees before top dead center. So rotate it slowly in the normal direction of rotation, so you're not going to set it wrong because of the backlash of the gears. There we go. Okay. This is eyeball engineering at its finest. I'm basically looking to see what time the points are opening at. Not the right way of doing it, but what else am I meant to do? Answers on a postcard, please. I've never set the timing on a magneto in my life before, so anyway, let's get this all tightened up. Alright. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but I don't know what it is, and to be honest with you, for what this engine's going to be used for, this is absolutely fine. With my car engine, I'd be spending a lot more time on trying to figure it out and getting it right, but you know, so if it makes a little bit more noise, it produces a little bit more less power, you know, it'll be alright. I think at most it's maybe 2 or 3 degrees out, if it's even that. Apparently the tappet clearance is 0.031 thou, like 31 thou. That is crazy. Let's set them to 30 thou. Okay, so we have sloppy tappets, or sloppets. Yes, sloppets. It's probably about right for this engine. see now how we're fixed. Timing's set, the valves are set, the water drain tap is fitted. Next I am going to put on the tappet cover and the valve cover and the water hopper cover as well too, and let's have a look and see if there's anything else we can do. We probably need to make a few running adjustments, but I'd say we're probably fairly good at that. Now, the fuel tank still needs to be painted. Once I have everything kind of running right, I'm going to paint the fuel tank then. Let's put the cover onto the magneto for the points. There you go. It's behaving itself. Yeah, so I have a gasket for that. And I have new bolts. That's the last gasket. Okay, so hopper cover, rocker cover, put it on just for the sake of it. Close that off a little bit, get everything lubricated up. I'm going to fill it with water this time because I want to try and run it for a while. I'm hoping it starts easily enough. But let's put water in it first anyway, because even if it runs for a little bit, I don't want to risk cracking the block by putting water in when it's warm. It's just not worth the risk for the sake of a watering can full of water. Okay, so let's put a bit of water in it first. Hopefully it doesn't go everywhere. Takes a surprising amount of water, actually. Let's just make sure. Okay. So we have water, some petrol in it now in a second. Get that out of the way. And this time, I'm hoping it will just run and settle down to a nice tick over rather than the last time where I had to kind of manage the speed. Let's put some oil on the linkages first of all. I don't mind a bit of oil going all over the place at this point in time. So that's working lovely. So it's a half a turn open. Once it starts, I obviously, because I haven't got a fuel tank attached to it, I'm going to have to keep topping it up through the float bowl, but that's assuming it starts. Let's see how we get on first. water in. Not half bad though. I'm going to drain some of that water off first of all. It's going all over the bloody place. One of the problems is it's going down into the float bowl of a carburetor, which is not ideal. Definitely does not run on water, I can assure you. Thought you'd be a long time draining the water off of this little petcock on the side here. Still though, the governor is working. I didn't have to touch that. So next thing is to adjust the spring valve in the carburetor. We'll do that now in a minute, first of all, before we start it again, because I would like to see it kind of ticking over a bit cleaner than that without me having to touch it. I think once we have it up and running properly, I'm going to take it outside and actually run it out there, or at least point the exhaust outside. No point in poisoning myself at this late stage of the game. Okay, so hopefully it won't make such a mess. So yeah, let's get the spring valve adjusted. So I hope it'll move easily. First of all, we need a spanner to loosen the jam nut. Well, it is loose. Obviously, I didn't tighten that. I'm just thinking, how are you meant to turn it with the bloody valve in it? It's a stupid design. There's that much movement before it even touches the spring. For the sake of taking 3 screws out, let's just do that. I'm just trying to be lazy here. Okay. Now, a wide screwdriver. No, I'm only deforming it. It's not actually moving. And if you deform it too much, the spring will slide in it, and that just won't do. So, at the moment it's working, so let's stretch the spring. Alright, so now the spring is touching. So, I'll put our plate back on. Alright, okay. Now, feels a lot better now. That spring should actually work. But I know the jam nut is really not doing a whole lot now, given the fact that it's jammed anyway. May as well run it down and keep things right. So I'm not going to stitch it, because if I do have to take that out and try and get the centerpiece out and get a new one or whatever, I don't want to be battling with that again. let's put some petrol in and start it again. So you rotate the engine back the ways to the top of the end of the compression stroke, okay, or to the point of max compression. At least that way, then when you go to try and turn it over, you're not fighting against that, and you get the flywheel taking it through the compression stroke. Okay. Bit of fuel help. Clean flywheel. Doesn't like when I change the loader on for some reason. I put more petrol in. Bear in mind I've no tank of it, so I have to keep plugging with plug ball. Get some coarse emery to polish up the flywheel. Just up a bit at the moment. ticking over beautifully. Running out of petrol now. I'm gonna let it this time. Okay. So I suppose the next step really is to paint the paint the fuel tank and fit that, get the fuel line fitted, and then run it in a bit longer, get the chain cover done, and then after that really I'm on to making a proper cart for it. One of the reasons the water is splashing all over the place is because the cart is a bit it's not really up to the task. Yeah, anyway, look guys, I'd say we'll probably have one more video left in this, and that'll be the kind of final assembly. So thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.